Okay, so I'm here with Jacob. We had done the fill stick last week on Friday. It's now Monday. So these are the resin fills that we had done. The fill sticks, there you can see them. They look great. Definitely the easiest way to do it. The resin is a more difficult way to do it. All depends on where you want to end up. So we're going to show you how we do the resin fill. Now we had started doing an 800 grit. So we're going to go 800, 1000 dry, and then we're going to do a wet sanding, and we're going to show you those steps. It's a really simple thing. We're going to use a random orbital sander. We have a dust collector hooked up to it. We have 800 grit sandpaper on it. It's a random orbital sander. Now already we've sanded a little bit of the 800 to sand them down already, just for purposes of speeding up the video. So Jacob's going to show you, and we're going to have at it. So Jacob just put on the 1000 disc, so we're going to do 1000 dry now, and here he goes. Just done the 800 grit and then the 1000 grit dry. Now Jacob's just wiping off some of the excess dust off with isopropyl alcohol and a rag. And now we're going to start the wet sanding process. Now this is really simple. In general, this would take like maybe anywhere from 15 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on how fast you are. It's moving things around, how well you set yourself up. But this is a small area, so it's not like you have to sand the whole sheet. But here he goes. So we have the 1000 wet, and we've got water in a spray bottle, and then we have the wet sanding disc right there. And we're using the random orbital sander. All right, so we just finished the wet sanding 1000. Now we're going to do a 3000. You see this disc now. It's a very unique sanding disc. It's by 3M. We use the Trizac system. And anyway, so here we go. He's going to apply water, and then we're going to do the same thing. Just get a nice So he's wiping that down. That has the isopropanol on it. Now you can just do water as well at this point. But okay, so now this is an optional step. We're going to do a 5000 grit right now. So this is the 5000 Trizac. Also wet sanding. And then after that, we're going to start the polishing. Again, this is the same process. If you get scratches in, you can go from the 800, 1000, 1000 wet, 3000 wet, 5002 compound, or you can do it lots of different combinations, but just stepping them up to the finer and finer grits until you're ready to polish. But this is a really easy process to do. The Kinon material is really friendly to be able to repair. And as you can see, this is how we're doing it. And even for instance, over here on the edges for like doors and stuff, same thing. After we do our edges on through our edge bander, we always polish our door edges with the same process. So this way you get a nice gloss edge that matches to the surface, and really gives almost a seamless look to our doors and our panels. So here we go. Jacob's gonna continue on. Okay, so just to sum up, before we do get to polishing, we did 800, we did 1,000 dry, then we did 1,000, 3,000, then 5,000 wet with water. Now, depending on how much dust we have, we wipe with isopropanol, or we can wipe with the water. The isopropanol evaporates faster, so that's why we use that. So now we're going to start our polishing process, and we're going to go to that next. So let's take a look at what the holes look like that we filled with the resin. So this one has an indent. Now you can either fill it with the putty stick, or we can go back and fill it with another resin dot. Right here, they're nice and flat. Over here, we got the same thing. They're nice and flat. In those areas that have the indent, you can fill with the putty stick, or you can just leave them. I mean, they're really, this is very, very close-up imagery that you're seeing here. It really does blend well as it is, and same with the putty stick. So really, really beautiful look. It's just a great way to do filling if you want to do filling. And over here in this cluster, with the fill stick, you can't see anything. You got to really get there with a microscope to see that. So really you just need to have the right color fill stick, and then you wipe the fill stick excess off with an isopropyl alcohol. So we're about to start polishing now, and that's gonna be our next step. Okay, so we're gonna start with our first step in polishing. We're gonna use this supercut compound, and we're gonna use a lamb's wool bonnet. So we're gonna be using 2 compounds in this process. So what's great about this lamb's wool bonnet is we can go to both sides. It's this quick connect system, really, really nice. So Jacob's gonna put that on, and he's gonna show us how it's done. Show us how to apply the compound and the speeds to run. Now, Jacob, what are we gonna run the machine at approximately?
3,500 RPM.
3,500 RPM. All right, so here we go, and Jacob's gonna show us how that's done. So Jacob just flipped the bonnet, and so now this is the second step, second compound. This is the Profile 400 Advanced, and so we're going to show you how that's done. It's pretty much run at the same speed, and just as has a more glossier effect onto the for the final gloss. So here we go, and Jacob's going to run it. There we go. So you can see how beautiful the sheen is. Now the holes are filled, and you can see how they look, how nice they are. And also, I'm just going to quickly show you too. So if you wanted to do a putty fill with the wax, with the wax stick, and anything that wasn't done, or if you just want to do that. But here you can see where they're filled. And then here's a wax stick. Here's where we had done the wax already. Just want to show you. You can go back over. And then we can just take the isopropyl alcohol with a cloth. And the material is extremely chemical resistant, so you can do all this afterwards. See how nice it comes off. And look how nice the sheen is. The isopropyl alcohol will evaporate quickly. And that's it. So that's how we fill holes here at Kinon. We have this, again, the putty sticks come in a number of colors by this company called Mohawk. It's a wax stick. This has been in woodworking for a very, very long time. It's a very, very popular method for filling holes. And then we have our resin fill method. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Thank you so much.